Hi, I'm Oz Noah, and I'm an artist in residence here in GIT, Hollywood, California. I want to give you a short lesson about rhythm in guitar playing. I found that guitar players especially are lacking rhythm. So there's two parts to that. One part is just playing in time with a metronome or in time with the band. And the solution for that is very simple. Just everything you practice with a metronome. And if you play with a band, try to play with guys, the rhythm sections that are at least as good as you are or better. That way you can really hear where your pocket is, where your time is. I think it's more useful to practice with a metronome than with a track when you're working on rhythm, just because when you have a track playing in the background, you don't have to be in the middle of each beat. You kind of can play around it. And when you only have a metronome, it's just like very clear quarter notes. So you really have to play on each of the quarter notes, or if you play 8 notes. So it's much more clear that way, and you can develop your time a lot better that way. So that's one part of it. And another part of it is actually playing rhythmically when you play. And I found this to be very, very important, because if you don't play rhythmically, eventually it gets pretty boring. I'm going to show you a way to kind of just get your head into that. So we'll just take a groove. I'll just play A minor pentatonic, and there's going to be a rhythm guitar behind me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing up and down the minor pentatonic. And then I'm going to just start playing with the rhythms. And you're going to see once I start playing with the rhythms, it starts to sound more like music than an exercise. So I'm going to start by just playing the scale. So that's kind of boring. So any way you look at it, it still sounds kind of like an exercise. Now I'm going to start playing with a rhythm. So as you saw, I basically, once I start playing rhythmically, and I pretty much the whole time I just went up and down the scale. I cheated a little bit, but it was pretty much just up and down the scale. You see, once rhythm gets into the picture, it starts to sound like you have more of a phrasing than just an exercise. So if I'm going to just get loose with it, I'm still not only going to use this shape. I'm not even going anywhere else. And you can see there's a lot of music that you can create just by thinking rhythmically about, like, a scale with a couple. This is 5-note scale really. So let's try it again. So that was one thing where you take the whole shape, and I would recommend taking every pentatonic shape and doing that exercise, because there are certain pentatonic shapes that are weak, that are not as strong even for me. It's like there's certain shapes that sit better on the instrument, there's certain licks that works better. So I would take each of the pentatonic shapes and just do that exercise when you play it up and down, and just start to think about rhythm and open it up. Now another exercise that you can do is you can just take 4 notes and just really dig into the rhythm part of it. Take 4 notes just on 2 strings, let's say. And this is something a lot of the blues guys do. I don't think they're aware of it, but somebody like Albert King that, just take. I don't do it well, but he can just suck the juice out of 2 notes for 5 minutes, really. So a part of it is just like he's feeling the way he does it, but there's also this whole rhythmical element of it. I think B.B. King does it really well, too. So I'll just take, again, A minor, I'll just take 4 notes. Maybe I'll take those 4 notes actually. Or I just move between those two. And then I'll just dig into the rhythm part, and you see that you can actually get a lot out of it. Now I'm going to move to the next 4 notes. So as you can see, there's a lot that can be done with just like sucking the juice out of those couple of notes that you're playing. And all I'm really doing, I'm doing some bending, but I'm really thinking rhythmically about the whole thing, and then you kind of dig into those notes. And this is how you're gonna create your phrasing really. Rhythm is a big part of the phrasing of when you play. So that's just a good way of starting to develop that and kind of open it up for yourself. Thanks for checking out this lesson, and I'll see you in GIT here in Hollywood, California. Bye-bye.